The arena stank of ozone and blood. Thousands of alien eyes glowed in the darkened stands, chanting in harsh, clicking tongues. For the XYRR Dominion, today was a celebration of dominance, a public execution disguised as entertainment. In the center of the arena, a single human stood in chains. Lieutenant Aaron Voss, expedition scout, had been captured on a reconnaissance mission gone wrong. Now she was to be offered as tribute to the XYRR's pride and joy, their genetically engineered apex predator, the Vortak. 12 feet tall, plated in living armor, with claws that could shred steel. The announcer's voice echoed. Behold, the predator of predators. Let it remind the galaxy why the XYRR reigns supreme. The gates rumbled open. The crowd roared. The Vortak stepped out, its breath hissing steam into the cold air. Aaron? She smirked. Back on Earth, humanity had survived millennia alongside its own apex predators. They had not conquered the wilderness by fear alone, but by partnership. Wolves became dogs. Raptors became allies. And on the long, frozen frontiers of Europa, humanity bred something new, the direwolf-class companion, gene-bonded, fiercely loyal, and terrifyingly effective. And one such creature was waiting just beyond the XYRR cargo holds. The Vortak lunged. Its massive claws ripped the sand where Aaron had been standing seconds ago. The crowd shrieked with delight as she rolled to her feet, unshackled. She had picked the locks minutes before. Chains fell with a clatter. You call that an apex? She muttered, brushing sand off her uniform. Then, with a sharp grin, she pursed her lips and whistled. A low growl answered. The arena door shuddered. Something heavy pounded the ground. The XYR guard scrambled as a blur of silver-gray muscle burst through. 8 feet of bioengineered fury, eyes burning amber. Fenrir, Aaron's bonded dire wolf. The crowd went silent. The Vortak turned, confused for the first time in its engineered life. It roared, spreading its plated arms wide, a predator's challenge. Fenrir didn't roar. He simply stalked forward, hackles raised, every movement cold and precise, like a storm building on the horizon. Fetch, Aaron said. What followed was not a fight. It was a lesson. Fenrir moved like a blade, ducking under swipes that could fell trees, tearing through the beast's softer joints, using his weight to drag it down. Aaron joined in, with a shock baton scavenged from a fallen guard, striking in calculated bursts. Man and beast, no, woman and companion, moved as one. Within minutes, the Vortak lay broken, wheezing in the dust. Its black blood soaked the sand. Gasps rippled through the arena. The XYR warlords leaned forward, their arrogance cracking. Aaron planted a boot on the fallen creature's chest. Apex predator? She called out, voice carrying to every corner of the stadium. On Earth, we learned a long time ago, there's always something bigger. She scratched Fenrir's ears. He wagged his tail, tongue lolling, as if this were just another training exercise. The XYR overlord hissed from his private box. Impossible! That creature is a weapon of war. It was bred to end armies. Cute, Aaron replied, tapping her wrist communicator. This is just one. In orbit above, the rest of her squad received the signal. The cages on their dropships opened. Across the XYR capital, a dozen howls split the air. By the time the Dominion realized what had happened, it was too late. Humans hadn't come to challenge their empire head-on. They had come with their companions, creatures bound not by chains, but by loyalty. Creatures that hunted with their humans, not for them. For every Vortak they unleashed, humanity had a friend ready to meet it. Weeks later, when the smoke cleared and negotiations began, the XYR leadership faced an uncomfortable truth. The prey species they had mocked had not just survived, they had brought their own apex to the table, and had listened to a whistle. Aaron stood at the edge of the conquered arena, Fenrir resting his head against her leg. "Next time," she said to the alien dignitaries, "remember this. Humans don't walk alone."